Testing 1 2 3 4 5. 1. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. 1. Oh, almost forgot. Where's chat? Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold and welcome to an impromptu live stream, the first ever Hey Have You Heard live stream I'm ever going to be doing. A new announcement was released today by Konami about a new format that they're going to be promoting in their tournament scene, and I thought it was pretty exciting, and I just wanted to talk about it as soon as possible, so I thought let me kick off a live stream and share my discussion, and then this will be archived for people to come and see in the future. This is in regards to the new format called Generation Duel Tournament. Now, what is the Generation Duel Tournament? It is a format where, well, if I read the screen, I'll just read out to you. The Generation Duel Tournament is a new event where duelists can play a deck based off one of the 5 different anime series or eras of Yu-Gi-Oh! Each era has its own forbidden and limited list below. Now, when I first saw this and heard this news, I got super excited. I was thinking to myself, wow, this is a really great idea. And so today I want to have a look at these forbidden lists and kind of just give my reactions to them and share with you what my thoughts are on this whole new format, and then what this might mean for Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole in the future. So let me just make sure the music is looping. The music is looping, that's fantastic. Okay, so as I said earlier, Yu-Gi-Oh's been going on for a while. It's more than 20 years old, and as it's been that kind of a long, I think as the game's been going on for that long, of course it's had to evolve and adapt over years to keep the game fresh and introduce new ideas. But for the longest while, I've always kind of felt that the current game, or the current format of Yu-Gi-Oh!, namely the advanced format or the forbidden and limited list used in tournament format, is the least approachable it has ever been. I feel for new players who are either new to the game or old, not to insult anyone's intelligence or anything, but I feel like there's a lot to come to grips with and a lot to contend with. I was speaking to someone the other day who was saying to me, for example, what are the black cards? What do they do? And I was like, they're monsters. And then they were like, okay, but what do the white cards do? They're monsters. Oh, are they opposites of each other? No, they're just different types of monsters. Oh, what about the purple ones? They're monsters. And so on and so forth. We've come to a game where we've got so many different new mechanics introduced to it that sometimes for the casual person who maybe was a fan of the show at one point in time, it can be a little bit frightening. And I just feel like the game has not been in a state where the casual person who's never seen anything from the game ever before may be able to watch it or understand it unless they're watching the anime, which is really simplified down. And that's something which is quite unique to Yu-Gi-Oh! When I watch other games such as Duelists or Hearthstone or any other kind of card game, Magic the Gathering, even though I've never played those games before, or if I played it, I've only played a little bit of it before, I can kind of understand what I'm looking at when I look at the screen in terms of a card that says increase the attack of this monster or destroy one monster on the field. Those are very video game terms. But when you see cards like, I don't know, Rank Up Magic, Barrier Force, which has a wall of text attached to it, let's say Rank Up Magic, and target wall of text which goes along the line of target one face-up XE monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one number, and so on and so forth. The casual person isn't going to really pick that up and understand what the heck that kind of text says. But of course, they can learn it if they really want to get into the game. So seeing this format made me really excited, because it kind of made me think, okay, cool. They're going to make lists which allow people to play with just certain eras of cards, and that way they can kind of stick with what they're comfortable with, and it makes the game more accessible. I think that's an important thing for a game like this. I think the game needs to be as accessible as possible and not to be too threatening for people who want to kind of just peek in through the door and dip their toe into the pool and kind of just see what's going on here before they're ready to kind of get into the more competitive scene as a whole. This is not the first time Konami have tried something like this. They recently announced the Yugioh School Tournament series, which I also think is a fantastic idea. And the School Tournament series is a series where basically if you are if you have your own school and you've got people from your own school that are going to a tournament, you can play as a team against another school team and kind of win prizes within a team-based match. And I think it's a really, really clever idea to get people within a school to team up together, to work together, and to be able to play. You have to kind of show proof of your identification that you go to that certain school, register with a tournament. There are things, prizes which you can win, such as being able to win a school plaque, or being able to win a $1,000 donation to your school, and also rewards for yourself, such as cars and so on and so forth. And I think those kind of ideas are really, really cool. It allows more people to kind of just get involved without feeling like they have to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds or invest lots and lots of time into this game without getting any kind of reward back. They can kind of just have a good time, play with their friends, and then move on with their lives if they want to, or hopefully they'll be more interested in going into it a little bit longer. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for this era tournament. I'm hoping that it will be what's up to Satsuki Gaming, I'm gonna say that. Yeah, it seems pretty cool to me too. I'm hoping that this era tournament will be kind of exactly that. It will allow people to play with cards from past eras in a competitive and tournament environment, because it's important that you have the competition. You're not just playing for fun all the time, casually with your friends, and that way they can kind of focus on it. So what I want to do now is take a little bit of a look at these forbidden lists and kind of give my reactions to them. I have looked at the first list, the Yu-Gi-Oh one, a little bit briefly, and I haven't looked at the others yet, but let's start with the first era from starting the Yu-Gi-Oh. So let's go to number 1 there, that's the news page. Okay, so this is the list for the Yu-Gi-Oh era, and what a list it is. For this list, all other effect monsters are banned. There are certain effect monsters which are allowed, and you can see them a little bit later on. But all other effect monsters which are not on this list are banned. And that's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. All fusion monsters are banned. A little strange, because there were fusion monsters like the Flame Swordsman in Yu-Gi-Oh era, but they're banned. All pendulum monsters are banned. All ritual monsters are banned. Again, a little bit strange, because Relinquish was a thing back then, but okay. All synchro monsters are banned. All XE monsters are banned. A card named Jackpot 7 is banned. I believe Jackpot 7 is a card that lets you draw multiple cards. I do have DevPro open just in case I need to look anything up. Jackpot 7, when this card is activated, shuffle this card from your field to the deck. When this card is in your possession, it's sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect. Banish this card, and if 3 of your Jackpot 7 are currently banished, and when all banished by this effect, you win the duel. Oh, so that's what that does. Okay, that's crazy. So different win condition. Yeah, that's banned too. 1 Day of Peace is banned. Strange. Kind of interesting that 1 Day of Peace is banned. And Self-Destruct is banned too. Why is saying Rio? Someone on Skype is trying to send me a message. I'll read that later. Let's have a look at the forbidden list. The forbidden list is, the limited list is Exodia. You got the Exodia pieces there. Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End. Cyberjar, Dark Magician of Chaos, Magician of Faith, Mercuria the Destructor, Marshmelon, Wolfing Jar 1 and 2, Mystical Beast of Circuit, Night Assailant, Obelisk. It's almost virtually identical to the current ban list, but it's got more stuff on it. The Winged Dragon of Ra, of course that's going to be around. Tribe Infecting for Iris, Tsukuyomi, Witch of the Black Forest, Yata Garasu, Book of Moon, Book of Tile, Brain Control, Burial from the Different Dimension, Card Destruction, Card of Safe Return. Lots and lots of broken cards. It's a long list. Harpies of the Duster is back. Delinquent Duo, Confiscation. Oh my god. Graceful Charity, Pot of Greed, Painful Choice. Monster Reborn. Oh wow, okay, I see what they've done. They've really just gone back to old school, and yeah, they've brought back all of these powerful cards back. You got Return from a Different Dimension is back. Wow, Exchange of the Spirit is back. Okay. On this, on the rest of this, you got 3 copies of all other monsters. Curse of Dragonfire, Gauze the Emissary of Darkness, Jinzo, Holding Arms, Holding Legs, Yugioh, Legion the Fiend Jester, and Sinister Serpent. Right, there's a couple of cards there which I want to look up. I want to look up Curse of Dragonfire. Let me just see that real quick. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target 1 field spell card on the field, destroy it. Once per turn, you can fusion summon 1 monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials, including this card. It's basically removal for field spells, but you can't fusion summon because there are no fusion monsters. Gauze, I'm very familiar with. Jinzo, familiar with. Holding Arms and Holding Legs, what are those? Holding Arms, if this card is normal or special summoned, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. While this card is face-up on the field, that face-up card cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated while that face-up monster is on the field. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Interesting. And Holding Legs, I'm gonna guess it's a little bit similar, but yeah, you target 1 set spell or trap the card your opponent controls, and it stops it from being activated. Yugioh, I want to have a quick look at. Dark Fiend. During another player's battle step, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, gain 1,000 life points. You can only use this effect once per turn. During either player's turn, you contribute this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent control. It gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. So they've got 2 hand traps in the form of Yugioh and Gauze. Legion of the Fiend Jester. During your main phase, you contribute summon 1 spellcaster in the face-up attack position, in addition to your normal summon or set. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 spellcaster normal type monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect of Legion of the Jester once per turn. Sounds like support for Dark Magician maybe. And Sinister Serpent I'm very familiar with. Initially, I was super excited for this format, but now I'm not. At least not for this Yu-Gi-Oh era. Bringing back a lot of these cards is not going to really do anything other than let you play with these broken cards. And some of these cards were just way too good to be in the game. I remember playing back when these cards were all legal, and cards, an opening turn would be typically Delinquent Duo, Confiscation, GG, you're pretty much done. Because Delinquent Duo is almost a reverse pot of greed, but except that instead of you drawing 2 cards, your opponent loses 2 cards. Confiscation lets you look in your opponent's hand and then take 1 card out from their hand and send it to the graveyard. And then you've got pot of greed to draw more. You've got Trap Dust Shoot, I believe, if you want to draw more. Trap Dust Shoot is not even on the list, it's not even limited. So it is there, it is limited. Time Seal to stop you from drawing. Yatta Garasu is around. That will stop you from drawing. Yeah, I'm not really a fan, to be honest with you. This format here is back to the very broken format where that first turn will just kill you. Of course, you've got to be able to draw into all those cards, but being able to open with Confiscation, Delinquent Duo, and there was one more card. What's the other card I'm thinking of? There was another card that lets you, the Forceful Sentry. So you have to get rid of potentially 4 cards in your opponent's hand on your first turn. Is crippling, and you can't really come back from it. Now, if you had more effect monsters which you could use, I guess say, I can't really think of anything at the top of my head, but maybe like Dark World or something along those lines, so that if they get discarded to the graveyard, then you get a benefit from it. Then I would be a little bit more lenient and be like, yeah, okay, maybe we can mess around with it, but there's some mind games you can play. But all effect monsters are banned, except for, crazy enough, Gauze, which really isn't going to make a difference. Jinzo, which is crazy. And Legion, the Fiend Jester, which is helping magicians, I guess. Yeah, not really too hyped about this list here. I don't think I would enjoy playing it myself, because, I mean, even if you didn't have to worry about cards like Delinquent Duo, the Forceful Sentry, And what am I thinking of? Painful Choice is crazy. What's the other card I'm thinking of? Not Mind Control. Confiscation. Even if you didn't have to worry about those cards, you're talking about a format where Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the End exists. And Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the End, in case people don't know, because it has been banned for a long time, is a monster which, when it's special summoned by banishing one light and one dark monster from your graveyard, and during the turn, you oh wow, has this been had an error? Huh? What's this change? I don't remember having that. But during the turn you activate this card effect, you cannot activate other effects. I don't actually remember that, to be honest with you. But even still, you pay 1,000 life points, send all cards on the field and in both players' hands to the graveyard, then inflict 300 damage to your opponent. Being able to nuke all cards on the hand and the field is incredible when you have no cards really which can kind of manipulate the graveyard and or the banish pile and find easy ways to recover, because everything will just be sent to the graveyard and there's really no way to come back from it. Yatagarasu was a crazy card at one point. You had the Yatta Lock. The Yatta Lock was basically you create an open field and you summon Yatagarasu, attack. It does only 200 damage, but then you can never draw, because when it inflicts battle damage, your opponent skips their next draw phase. Then they get no options. You keep on summoning, bam, keep on locking, infinite loop, and there you go. Let's see what the comments say. What do you guys think about this? Yeah, it does seem like Chaos Emperor Dragon had an error, so thank you for that, Dark Shadow Timothy. The adding of you can't activate any other card effects during the turn you use that effect does help it a little bit, because one thing which people would do is say summon Witch of the Black Forest or Sangan, play that on the field, use Chaos Emperor Dragon, nuke the field, search out whatever monster they want, summon it, bam, you're done. You know, that would work really well. You could even do that with, say, Yatagarasu if that was work, but having that error actually really helps. Although it's still, I still think people will find a way to make it really, really strong. Nothing really comes on the top of my head, but I think people will figure something out. And even if you didn't have to worry about that, even if you didn't have that to worry about, you're talking about a format which has Return from the Different Dimension plus Jinzo together. That was crazy. That was just a crazy OTK back in the day. You would send tons of monsters to the graveyard, which you could do with Painful Choice. Then banish them somehow with, say, Soul Release, or whatever, Bazoo. Well, you can't use Bazoo because it's not legal. But the Chaos Monsters you could use, or again, Solar Release, and I'm sure there's other cards which can banish cards in your graveyard that I'm not thinking of right now. Get rid of them, banish something like Jinzo, and then when your opponent's ready, when you're ready on your next turn, play something like Harpy's Feather Duster or Heavy Storm, get rid of their back row, nuke their front row, use Return from a Different Dimension, sweep the field with all different monsters, and win the game. So this format honestly seems the least fun so far. Seems a little bit broken, but I hope someone plays it. I hope someone reacts to it, because I do want this kind of idea to work. Now, Mr. Toby 1018, how you doing, buddy? Says he's looking forward to the 5Ds era. Frog asks, is there a way to get DevPro on Mac? I got a version, but it didn't work properly. I couldn't really tell you, Frog. I've never used the Mac really before, and haven't got DevPro on a Mac, and your guess is as good as mine, buddy. What do you guys think about it format? Yeah, not sure if I'm hot on that one, really. Okay, let's look at the GX format. The GX format is a little bit different. Well, quite different. These are the forbidden cards. You've got Dragon Rulers are forbidden. Many of the cards which were legal in the previous format seem to be banned. Substitute is banned. Victory Dragon is banned. So we're basically going back in time here. Dante, Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss is banned. So, I guess some fusion monsters are legal, but not all fusion monsters. A lot of fusion monsters are banned. And then you've got all Pendulum monsters are banned, all Ritual monsters are banned. Really weird that all Ritual monsters are still banned. I guess because of things like Necros. Necros are super strong. But, you know, what about Magician of Black Chaos or Crabtoad? I might want to play a Crabtoad deck. All Synchro monsters are banned and all XE monsters are banned. And you've got a huge list of spell cards. Let's see what's legal though, what's allowed. Exodia pieces are allowed. Blackluster Soldier is allowed. Dark Arm Dragon is allowed. Okay, this is that format. Yeah. Jealous Ali Berman is allowed. Insecta Dragonfly is allowed. Night Assailant. Yep. This is all very, very, very familiar. Dimensional Fisher. Burial from a different dimension. Nothing standing out as too crazy to me right now. Metamorphosis is allowed. Okay. Let me see the fusion monsters which are allowed again. Is Thousand Eyes Restrict allowed? Thousand Eyes Restrict is banned, so there's no token format where you can use Metamorphosis with a token and get out Thousand Eyes Restrict. But there were other monsters which were good targets for Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis was basically instant fusion before instant fusion was a thing. Let's see. One Bottomless, one Compulsory. Those have been the same as ages. Only one Vanity's Emptiness. Meh. I like Vanity's Emptiness. It's a shame it looks like it's going to be limited for the whole thing. Royal Tribute is limited still. Oh wow. Okay, cool. Limited removal. Gold Sarcophagus. Okay, cool. I think I like this format. Necroface is on 2. Chain Strike is on 2. Dark Holes on 2. Seasides on 2. Ojama Trio is on 2. I like this format. I really like this format. This is a format I could get behind. This is the golden age. This is when chaos monsters were crazy. Because not all effect monsters are banned. I guess you could have 3 chaos sorcerers again. Dump things into the graveyard and banish those for Blackluster Soldier. Monarchs will be strong in this format because Monarchs are pretty much strong in all formats. What else comes to mind? Pac-Man maybe be able to work in this format. That's kind of cool if it could. Yeah, I kind of like it. This is the old GX format. My first impressions of this one is this is something which is very familiar to me, and it would be great to see what some of the later archetypes are like and are able to do within this restricted list. A lot of their key cards may have already been gone, that may be banned here, but it's really too hard to say off the top of my head. But it could be really interesting to play this format. I really would like this. That would that really seems interesting to me. Okay, so we got the 5Ds format, the one that Toby1018 said he likes. Again, I wish there was a way to have a comparison list between them, but a lot of it seems very similar between the last one and the first one. I'm gonna guess that synchro monsters are obviously allowed in this format, but let's have a look at the top. Yeah, it is very much similar. It's almost not quite the same. Oh wow, okay, this is nuts. Oh wow, okay, cool. In this format now, all the fusion monsters are banned. So it's not like this is what I was wondering at first. I was wondering whether they're going to do it progressively, as if though they were just basically going to rewind time and say this is what you were allowed back then, except for these few anomalies here and there, which are just too strong in that format. No, it's literally the Yugioh's format is for some effect monsters, but mostly normal monsters. GX format is for fusion monsters. 5Ds is going to be for synchros, and so on and so forth. Final Countdown, yep, banned, definitely have to ban that. Let's see, Ultimate Offering, wow, okay. What's allowed? There are no banned synchro monsters. And to be honest, I'm fine with that because I didn't think really any synchro monsters were that crazy that you needed to ban them. It would be... I was about to say it would be nice to see if Bionic is not banned, but Bionic is limited to 2, which is awesome. I think Bionic is probably the best synchro monster out there. That's awesome. DeLorean. This is also another really interesting format. I wonder how crazy Toby can make a deck with this. I'm sure things like Plant Synchros probably still works with this format. Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks good to me. Definitely would be game to play this one as well. There's nothing really that kind of stands out as being too offensive. Blackluster's still around, Dark Arm's still around, so yeah, I'm fine with that. By the way, in that first format, I don't know why they bother put Exodia in that format. I would be surprised if anybody can make a Exodia OTK with this, but if they can, I'm sure someone will be able to figure it out. But yeah, this one looks really good. Nothing again stands out. Infernities are limited there, but that's kind of the same as before. Symbol of Heritage is still around. Again, yeah, another really fun format. I think I really like the look of that one. And if you're someone that likes 5Ds the most, maybe this is your game. You know, this is your format. Revan619 says Generation Duel Tournament. Dude, I think we might have to make it happen. What I personally reckon is if there's enough demand for it, I'm sure DevPro would be willing to put a ban list on there. Because they have fun ban lists here. You got Mega Ban, whatever that is. I think all the Forbidden Monsters are banned on that one. So all the limited monsters are banned on it. And you've got DevPro custom list. So I would love to add these lists to DevPro so we can play that as well. So yeah, definitely would be game for Generation Duel Tournament. Okay, let me skip over to Zeal. Ritual monsters are just not coming back. Ritual monsters look like they're just banned completely. Maybe they're back in RV, but in Zeal, no. All fusion monsters, all pendulum monsters, all ritual monsters, all synchro monsters are banned. XE monsters are a go. Again, looks very, very similar to before. Very, pretty much the same. Then on this list here, you got things like the same as before, pretty much, but you got Lava Vow Chain. Yeah, Lava Vow Chain to 1, that's fine, but it's nice to have him back. Shockmaster, the Shockmaster is to 1 again. Shockmaster was really, really good. And then Zen Mighty is back to 2. Wow, bring back the windups, because windups love Zen Mighty. That was so good for them. Again, this looks really, really familiar. You got Gear limited there. So anything else that kind of stands out to me? I don't really see much else. Deep Sea Diver is there. I don't know if Deep Sea Diver was limited in the last one. I think she might have been. No, she was not. No. Let's have a look. Deep Sea Diver. No, she was not. So yeah, she's new on this list. Preparation of Rites. Preparation of Rites, I have to remind myself, isn't that a ritual support card? Why would that be on the list? If I'm not mistaken, I might be thinking of pre-preparation. Yeah, it is a ritual support card. Why would that be on a list where there's no ritual monsters? I don't know. That's really weird. Huh. Okay, fine, whatever. Self-destruct yeah, that's all fine. A lot of darkness at 2. Okay. It's interesting. It's interesting enough. Again, this one seems like a fun format too. No idea what the top deck would be. Probably something which really uses XEs well. Probably windups could be really, really good with some Mighty back. Well, there's a lot of crazy ones now. So it'll be interesting to see if windups are the strongest one with this format. But again, I think that would be a really fun format to play. So far we are 3 out of 4 with the original format, Yugioh format, being the one I think is the worst so far. But yeah, I don't think this really accomplishes anything. I really feel like by having these effect monsters on the list, it's just gonna make a deck where you focus around these effect monsters as opposed to say focusing on normal monsters. I would have loved to see something a bit more normal monster focused. Bring back things like when Summon Skull used to be an MVP. But yeah, I'm not really holding my hands up for this one. But these other 3 are pretty good so far in my opinion. So last one, if I'm not mistaken, last one is just basically it's just our current forbidden list. Yeah, this just looks like our current forbidden list. There's nothing really different about here. The Arc V list is the current advanced list, if I'm not mistaken here. Let me know if I'm missing something here, but it does seem pretty much that the Arc V list is the current format. There's no real difference from that one, which is a shame. I would have loved to have seen a format where, say, they just have pendulum monsters only, or I don't know, maybe the ritual monsters. They're not getting any love here. But yeah, okay, yeah, test your skill with the current forbidden list against the other eras of Yu-Gi-Oh. So there you go. Okay. Oh, this is interesting as well. I didn't realize this. Play the most powerful monster spells and traps from the first few years of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Cards from this era are only played with their original text. So this is pre-errata. Hey, bring back Ring of Destruction. Why not? I'm more than happy for that. Now, Stratos is back, so people can be happy about Stratos being back now. Overall, I think this is a really cool idea. I think by giving people this option in a competitive format is a very smart idea. It is currently now only played in real life tournaments. It's a Swiss tournament, and it's just going to probably be a side event at, say, like a YCS or maybe even your locals if they want to support it. But it all depends on how many people support it. I hope people support it. I hope people make it popular enough, because I would love to see this, say, implemented in video games, and that way we can enjoy it too without necessarily needing to go travel out for tournaments for that. Let me just check the messages here. No, nothing going on over there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's Generation Duel Tournament, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I think it's kind of cool. I feel like I like that Konami are just trying to make the game more accessible for everyone, more enjoyable for most people. I think that's a very important thing to do and see, and I hope you've had other things in general, such as the new mobile phone game where they introduce a speed format where you only play with 20 cards in your deck and only 4,000 life points. It seems like they understand that Yugioh is not necessarily the most approachable game for all formats and all peoples and all interests, and therefore they are just trying to modify the game slowly by introducing just different ways you can play the same game but still have a good time with it. I think that's very, very important going forward, because Yugioh is a very unique game where it is constantly getting new and more and more new stuff rather than rebalancing old stuff as much. And well done, Konami. You know, Konami is, at this point, Konami to me is almost like a school child. Konami is like the kid that you see that comes home and says, "Mommy, look what I did," and they either give you like an A on their report card, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I've got a smart kid," or they give you a drawing of a scribbled up sun and stick people, and you look at it and think, "Wow, you're 8 years old. You're never gonna be a doctor." That actually didn't happen to me, so don't take that to be a thing. I'm just chatting rubbish, but still. Well done, Konami, for doing that. It's pretty interesting, and I hope people receive it. I hope it becomes well received, and I'll be interested in hearing what other people think about it. Remarsis One says, I don't see Solemn Strike looking banned in many of these. I think Solemn Strike will get hit at one point. I think Solemn Strike will get hit one point, definitely, and I think Card and the Mize is going to get hit at some point, unfortunately. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that's all. Just a quick stream I wanted to do. Yeah, let me know what you think about the Generation Duel Tournament environment or format. Seems pretty cool to me. Alright, I'll chat to you soon.